Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So Sazak Ji, we're basically going to kick off a trend on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram for people to share their stories of 1984, the experiences that they had, how it's affected them, either in their family or when they start to learn about this, whether it's about what happened in June, whether it's what happened in November, or what happened when in the 30 years since. As they learned about that injustice, as they learned about what had happened to their community, how did we get affected by that, and what did it make us feel? I'm going to kick off with myself, and hopefully other people will join me as well. And Binti is always hashtag this with the hashtag we've got below, so that it gets shared across all the media in the same hashtag, and put that in your title on YouTube as well, or send us the video and we'll put it on our channel. When it was June 1984, I was actually celebrating my 5th birthday. Yeah, I wasn't celebrating it probably because my parents were in India. I was in India, I grew up in India, and they were very dukkhi about what happened, obviously, because no Sikh can think about June 1984 and not feel that pain. When it came to November though, my dad was travelling in the trains. Now he's an army officer, but even then he didn't feel safe in India at that time on the trains, because they were killing Sikhs all over India. They were killing them in their houses, they were killing them on the trains, they were robbing them, looting them. It wasn't safe. So they pretended to be Hindu. Now my dad's a Munna, my brother's a Munna, and it's just me that had Kesh when I was growing up, had a little good Judah. So they basically put, and I wouldn't cut my hair. That's what they offered, that was the option. And I said no. So they put my hair in those little, what they call in India, telephone lines. When the back two gutta, put girls' clothes on me. They said, now speak Hindi and pretend to be a girl. I was quite dukkhi about it, that's why I remember it. I was like, why am I being made to be like a girl? When you're 5, you're going through identity issues, yeah? And I tell you one thing, when I look back at that time, no one mentioned it to me again till I was about 21 or 22 that I learned about 84 again. And then it clicked in my head what had been that time when I was 5 years old that I'd been dukkhi about. Yeah, and I realized that was the time that they were killing Sikhs, and I was saved by pretending not to be a Sikh. So in a way I feel bad. I feel bad because Sikhs died and I should have died at that time as well. Maybe Mara just kept me alive to do something which is worthwhile, the fact that I should have died back then when I was 5. Now, what happened afterwards? I came to this country, no one talked about 84. It was a taboo subject in India. It's a taboo subject in many families even here now. They don't want to talk about it. Yes, we have more and more people now going on marches. People do talk about it, but I can tell you 10 years ago, no one wanted to talk about 84. It was still a very raw topic. Yeah, the movement was still kind of going on. And people here were still scared because they were worried about 2 things. Their children might go to India and want to fight, or they couldn't actually give the answers that they needed to explain what happened. What's happened to me since 2000 when I got into Sikhi is I started to study more about 84, learn what had happened. And the thing that shocked me most is that how many lies we'd been told. We've been told a lot of lies, things like that Sanjay Nair Singh Ji was a terrorist, that they had to go in 1984 to get these people out. And as I discovered more and more, the more and more I realized how much of a thing we'd been sold, the lie, and then also how much our parents had bought that lie, right? Not researched it themselves, and then told it to their kids and convinced them of the same thing. Because it was safer to be ignorant. But when you know so much, and you feel the pain and the dukkh of that, and you want to do something about it, it was safer to be ignorant and just not do anything. And the biggest thing I realized is that the whole 84 thing was not about Khalistan. Yeah? It's a bit of a shock for some people. Sanjay Nair Singh Ji was not agitating for Khalistan, they were agitating for the Anandpur Sahib resolution. So the whole thing that was told us, Khalistan, they were not Khalistanis, they were trying to get a resolution passed that had already been agreed by the Sikhs, and they were trying to get that resolution across into the wider public. And now they paint it as terrorists, extremists, etc. But the narrative is actually this, that whenever the Sikhs asked for their rights, they were denied them. Before the independence happened in 1947, they said to us, join us and we'll give you freedom within India. India is going to be a federal republic. The Sikhs said, yes, we'll take that. Yeah, because they were scared at that time about what was going to happen in Punjab if they had a majority Muslim population. So they joined India. Soon as this happened, they said, sorry, you've missed the boat. The promises they told us about there will be every state will be divided by linguistically wasn't followed through. Only Punjab remained not divided by linguistic lines. They said to us, every state will have its own capital. Only Punjab remains a state without its own capital. Chandigarh is a joint capital. Yeah, we had to fight for the right to have our language in our own state. Yeah. And when these people are fighting for those rights and trying to get those rights implemented to get our water to stay in Punjab, to get these things to stay in Punjab, the government started calling us terrorists. They would do something which was unjust. We would protest. As we protested, they would fire upon us. They would kill us. When we protested about the killing and the shootings, they would say, you guys are terrorists. Yeah? So they'd push you in a corner like a dog. They'd push you in a corner, hit you, poke you, and then when you came out barking, they would say, look, see, you're a vicious animal. Yeah? This narrative is played out again and again and again. It's only now people are starting to wake up to that narrative. So my beinti to the people out there is, I realized when I was 11, I realized when I was 5 I survived, my family survived because they pretended not to be what they are. But now, people are still pretending not to be what they really should be. Sikhs of the Guru that can at least face the truth. Yeah? The truth about what happened in 1984, the truth about what's happened since then. Learn about Tada, watch videos online, read books, educate yourself, because the biggest thing that we're lacking is knowledge. Yeah? We need to arm ourselves with knowledge, because when we're thrown this propaganda, okay, the Indian state has a much bigger budget, has a much bigger propaganda machine than we ever will have. So to counter that, we need to be doubly more armed with knowledge, yeah, with facts. So we're making a bunch of leaflets that are going to be released hopefully before the June rally. So we're asking people to take those leaflets and use them to spread this truth about 1984, our truth, yeah, not the truth, not the facts they told us and sold us, but the actual truth. Even things like why they attacked in June. We don't even know, some of us, why they attacked in June. Yeah, it wasn't just because of Guru Arjan Dev Shahidi. It was because at that time Sikhs were going to stop the food from leaving Punjab. They were fed up of not getting their rights under the Anandpur Sahib resolution. They were going to stop, yeah, releasing food into India, and they attacked on the 1st of June. Yeah, so learn more about 84. I know we don't talk about it much on our channel. Doesn't mean that we don't care about it. It just means that in order to teach something as deep and complicated as 1984, you need to approach it from 1947 or 1920s. And that means education which is detailed and not just having rhetoric. So obviously this thing is about getting people to share their views. My beinti is, when you're out there, just speak about what comes in your heart and how you felt about it. Me personally, I felt very aggrieved that we'd been sold this lie. Yeah? And I felt that the only way to counter it is to educate our youth here. Really. To really educate them. There's no point shouting, screaming, all that kind of stuff. That doesn't actually get us anywhere. It makes us feel good, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah? We're all about karni. Yeah? Mara says ki is jug mein karni sari. In this world, karni is what makes anything happen, by doing. Yeah? So we don't want to just shout about it, we want to get something done. Right? We want to get something done, do something for our panth, then we need to actually get the truth out first. The slogan for this march, this June rally will be, without truth, there can be no justice. Without justice, there can be no freedom. So for us, if we want to be free from oppression, the only way to start that is get the truth out about what happened. Sach da marg, yeah? Learn about what happened. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.